All right, hey everybody. We're back in the shop. Haven't had a video out in a couple of weeks. After Yarrington, we just had a lot of stuff around the house and just normal life stuff to get caught up on. And we're kind of what I consider in our off season right now. We raced Yarrington, and that was the last race until January that we're gonna race. We're hoping to get things ready for Pahrump, and which is a legacy, and then. We've got at least four races scheduled for next season. But we're going to take a break during the holidays and do a bunch of upgrades to the truck that we just never had time to do before. But before I get to that, let me go back and just give a quick update on Yarrington because I haven't really had a chance to yet. It was great. The whole team was there. Well, most of the team. Unfortunately, a couple couldn't make it, but they were still there with us in our hearts and in our effort because the team kicked ass and gave it, as usual, 110%. The truck ran awesome. The course was starting out technical and then it was really fast. Vora puts on a great event. It was our first Vora event, and we're going to do more because it was a lot of fun and very well organized. But the truck ran great. Blew through the technical. Everything was going good. And then a mile from the pit, we noticed that we were stuck in second gear. We couldn't shift out of second, and we broke a outer axle bearing. I run a semi-float 9-inch style axle, and we heard clunking. Something was clunking right underneath me. We thought maybe it was a lower link or something, but we could still drive. And then a mile from the pit, we're coming down a hill on a sharp turn. Left side's just a cliff, and the truck did like a 90 and almost sent us careening off this cliff. So we were stuck there for about 40 minutes waiting for recovery to come and back us up. And then we, under our own power, finished our first lap, which was, excuse me, 56 miles. Basically trouble-free. Yeah, huge accomplishment. Like no overheating issues, everything ran great, the truck ran great. We kept a good pace. We were passing cars. We got passed a couple times, but overall it was awesome. And we pulled into the pit and the team was on it. And when they tore the rear end apart, they noticed that we toasted the rear axle bearing. It was just shattered. So at that time, we're like, no problem, I have a spare axle. But I left it here at the shop. I pulled it down off the shelf when I was getting everything loaded up. It was right here, and I set it right there with everything else that was stacked here to go into the truck and the trailer. I walked by it probably 50 times, and I didn't load it up. Of all the things I forget, that's the one thing that broke. So this team, this amazing, incredible group of people with a no-quit attitude, took the axle with the broken bearing and drove it all the way into Sparks. And on a Saturday, went to Summit, bought the bearing because it's a big Ford style racing bearing. And then they tracked down somehow another racer that was in his shop in Sparks, and he pressed it on for us. And then they came all the way back, and we put it back in, and it works. And unfortunately, by the time they got back, we didn't have much time of the race left. We would have timed out and wouldn't have been able to finish our remaining 3 laps. But it was a win as far as I'm concerned. We all got to function where we're supposed to be functioning at. You know, the truck functioned great. Brett navigating sounded awesome and did a killer job. And I wish the GoPros worked to pick him up because it was awesome. We were in a groove in the truck and everything was going awesome. And then when we pull in the pits, everybody knew their roles and did it. And it was just a great time. So Yeah, about the GoPros, I don't know, man. I got a GoPro curse going on. I don't know. The main one that's supposed to record us talking has a heat issue. It's timed out. I sent it back to GoPro. I'm probably just gonna have to see what they're gonna do for an exchange, or just buy a newer one that is brand new, because this one's about 5 years old. So anyway, we'll figure it out. It sucks because that's exciting footage that I know everybody wants to see, and I want to see, and I know Brett wants to see, so he can see his performance and how he did. But I mean, it was great. It was fun. So since then, the truck is freaking destroyed. I even pressure washed it, but as you can see, it still has Yerington dirt all over it. It's a mess, and as you can see, it's in various stage of teardown. So you all know that we built this truck in a hurry to meet the deadline for the very first Mint 400. And since then, we've been on the go. We attended 5 races this year, and it left no time for the modifications that I originally had planned for this chassis. So since we're taking a few months off and we won't be hitting it until January, Matt Level and I are, he's going to CAD it for me, and then I'm going to build it, and we're going to do what we wanted to do in the very beginning, and that is get rid of all of the suspension. Starting with the front, I'm going to beef up the spindles. I'm going to get rid of the wishbone style tubular upper control arm and go with a J arm that's fully boxed. I'm going to fully box in the lower control arm. And then in the back, we're getting rid of all this stadium style stuff, and we're going to put in actual 56-inch long lower box control arms, and then move these shock towers up here and run the shocks more vertical instead of out at that dramatic angle. So major changes coming to the truck, and that was the plan all along, but like I said, we just didn't have time. This is a stadium style setup, and we're going to convert it over to what it needs to be, which is the actual trophy truck style setup. So going to do that, and then some other changes, fix the transmission cable that broke, and I'm going to modify the dash. I'm going to get rid of this and change it. It worked good. It gave us an idea of where we need things to be, so it did its purpose. So I'm going to change that and put an actual fabricated metal frame in it with aluminum. And then I'm going to change the center console as well. Anyway, bunch of changes. So we'll be doing that. And then Julie's still working on her bug. So yeah, that's about it. Yeah, just going to get back in the shop and get rocking and rolling on it. And we plan on doing the Pahrump race, which is right out here out of our hometown. It's a Pahrump 250. I can't remember. It's called the Pahrump Challenge or something like that. It's a legacy race, so check it out. And then we plan on doing Silver State, Virginia City to Tonopah, and Yerington again. We're going to do the Yerington 250, which I think is in May. So with that being said, working on a couple of really good sponsor deals. So I can't say a whole lot. We're in the talks, but hopefully it works out really well. And yeah, it'll make racing this season financially much easier. I can say this though, we're probably going to switch over from General Tire to BF Goodrich. Nothing wrong with the Generals. They kicked ass and did really, really well. As you can see, these were my drives from Yerington. We were flying over some pretty gnarly rocks at about 40 miles an hour, and these things, tough as nails, held up great. But General doesn't have the support infrastructure that BFG has. And if we plan on running like Mexico, if we plan on hitting Mexico and some score and Nora races next year, we're really going to need a good support group with our tires, and BFG definitely offers that with their racer program. So I have an application into their racer program to see if we can get tire sponsorship, and then we're also going to upgrade to that size 37s from 35. So these tires will be going on sale, up for sale here pretty soon. 4 of them are still stickered, never been ran. And then the other ones, they barely ran at all. But anyway, that's what's in the works. A couple of good sponsor deals, changing tires, and then a lot of mods to the truck. So that's about it. Today, I'm still working on Joey's stuff. His project's almost done, and I can get the expedition back to him so he can have some fun. And then I might get some footage today of me just cutting all this stuff out of the way. Matt Level is going to come with his scanner once it's all cleared away, and he's going to scan it and design all new suspension setup for me. And then we'll get that thing put back on the ground and test it out. So, all right, I'm rambling on. A lot of blah, 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 and my monotone voice probably puts people to sleep, but that's where we're at. Gonna get back on the camera and filming, and you'll see all these changes. And yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Tell your friends, spread the word. Our numbers are still going up after every event and stuff. So, oh, almost forgot. I want to give a huge thank you to Brian and Kelly with Desert Theory. You've heard me mention their YouTube channel a couple of times, and we ran into them again at the Yerington race, and he came into our pits and gave me like my first official pit interview, which was kind of cool. And he did an awesome job in his video documenting the whole Yerington race. Awesome. Check it out. Go to Desert Theory on YouTube and check out his channel, and yeah, subscribe. So huge thank you to those two guys. I can't wait to see them out on the race course racing behind the wheel and not behind the camera. So that's about it. All right. Thanks. See ya.